Hi. I thought I'd start making videos again, and the subject I would like to discuss. By the way, if you still are like subscribe to me at all, like honestly, thank you. I don't understand. It's fantastic. Anyway, I thought I'd start making videos again, and something I'm interested in is different characters who in the media or shows or movies or whatever are portrayed with certain mental illnesses or disorders or whatever. And whether or not I think the presence of those characters being depicted is a good thing or a bad thing in terms of breaking down stigma and contributing to overall education of the masses or whatever. Because I think in some cases, shows depicting characters with mental illnesses or disorders or eccentricities or labels or whatever the hell, however you want to refer to it, can be a useful thing and can also be damaging at the same time, depending on what the audience is and how they take in the information. So, yeah, there's lots of different shows and characters I would like to talk about, but initially I think I'm going to talk about the character Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory, because that's a fairly common and popular show, which has been around for a little while now. So the likelihood of people being familiar with that character is higher than, say, if I, talked about, I don't know, some other obscure, slightly more obscure show. Like a show that I watch a lot, which I absolutely love, is Community, and Community, that show also depicts a character who has traits of Asperger's. Although that show's a little bit less well known, so I'm probably going to focus on the character Sheldon Cooper in connection to Asperger's. Yeah, I'd like to discuss eventually 50 Shades of Grey, just because of how bloody popular it is and how disgusting I think that is. But ultimately, I think it might be interesting to look at the case of Stockholm Syndrome and that movie. I refuse to make myself read those books because I don't hate myself. And however, I'm going to force myself to watch the movie for science, because I think it might be interesting from a social, in terms of looking at the sociological ramifications of it. What other stuff do I think I'm going to discuss? Gosh, there's got to be more. I know there's a show called Monk, or there used to be a show called Monk, depicting a character with fairly severe OCD. Of course, there's movies showing characters with different, mental illnesses. Of course, Beautiful Mind, Schizophrenia, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, everything. A show called Shine, which has a character who I don't know. I'm actually not sure if it's some form of autism, some sort of savant issue, or not issue, characteristics as well. There's of course Girl Interrupted, borderline personality disorder, and antisocial personality disorder. What else? I think I'm going to talk about Sherlock, the BBC series Sherlock. High-functioning sociopathy, obviously. There's also an older series of Sherlock, which I think I might also discuss too, because the protagonist Sherlock is portrayed as having a lot of bipolar characteristics. What else? There's lots of stuff. There's also, I feel like there's an endless pit of stuff that I could talk about in movies, and I'm sure I have some fairly strong opinions about a lot of them. So, but I'd bring them to light, see what other people think about them, and I think it might be interesting to talk about some of this stuff. I also think something that might be relevant was that I'd like to talk about how certain movies affect me personally, having different diagnoses attached to myself, and how I think that affects how I'm viewed, how I'm treated, and of course I'd like to hear what other people that have the particular disorders or whatever feel or think about the shows that I discuss and how they feel are affected by them as well. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of really just an intro video. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to be focusing on now. And so anyone who's watching my channel still, thank you, and I hope to make some videos, and hopefully they will be at least mildly interesting. Alright.